I'm not sure what happened with the slideshow on the break there. Coming back from the Green Valley, the frame rate was hot garbage. Seems to be back to normal now, though, so maybe my computer was doing something in the background? I don't know. Also, I'm noticing ever since 1.0 came out, when I tab out of Satisfactory, the sound cuts out, which I find very jarring for me. I'm sure it's probably jarring for you guys, too. That is probably going to poke through the roof. Oh, not quite. Okay. I just went straight up with that. We might have to change this later. Generally speaking, I don't like the way that that looks, but because it's a concrete wall, it should be okay. Didn't really do any designing. Oh yeah, okay, there's a couple shifts over here. Did I put that right over to the side? I did. So it's more than likely that this is going to be singles. All right, that I think I can just change to whatever color those are. And that doesn't look terrible. It's not the end of the world. This is probably going to have to change, though. Don't know why that's off by one. It must be something from the front. Yeah, weird. Why is that? I moved these for some reason. I guess maybe that looked better as a too wide. Huh. Odd shift. That's a pretty boring shape. We might have to mess with that a little bit. Oh, and those are offset. Okay. I've been doing this wrong. Yeah, those are in the middle of the space. Okay. And I don't remember the last time I had a paper cut. Zero. I don't use paper that often anymore. I used to when I was drawing a lot, but even then I switched to digital. That seems like probably the best way to do that. Cool. Do you use a tablet to draw on? Yeah, I used a Bamboo for years when I was working in animation, but I bought myself a 24-inch Cintiq from Wacom. I was back in 2010 or something. I'm actually looking to sell it. I don't do digital illustration anymore, so if I did, I would move to something like my iPad Pro with an Apple Pencil. Just a lot more comfortable. And the Cintiq 24-inch, it's a big, beautiful piece of equipment, but it's really heavy and really large. Like, it's bigger than the iMac behind me. Like that thing. It's got another, like, I don't know, looking at the image. It's got another 4 inches on either side. That used to be what was in that space. You might remember it actually from some of my old videos, you could see it behind me. It was a big piece of kit. When did I remove that? April. So if you go back to a VOD pre-April on YouTube, you'll see the Cintiq behind me. How many did we go down? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So 4 foundations down. I think that's where we are. I think this is all the same level. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, cool. So we can just move this forward. We'll worry about the design later. Something I love about this game is just how quickly you can rough out a space. Looks like we might want to use that space for logistics, although we do have some more room here, so it doesn't have to be this wide, but it can be. And this would be the middle, so we will do a little paint job. We're making concrete, so we might as well make it yellow. And I guess we don't have to worry about space too much. I'm curious as to whether I should do how far away from the front I should make it. Do you lay that down or would you want that in your lap? Both. You could. I've done a little bit of sketching on an iPad before where it's just like sitting cross-legged, like at a cafe. I have a keyboard sort of setup for my iPad. It's like the keyboard case, so it's actually up, so I could do it that way. That would be if I was doing really loose stuff. If I was doing inked final things, I would want something more like a drafting table. Oh, you meant the 24-inch screen? No, the 24-inch screen has its own like drafting hinge. Like there's a counterweight. Think about it like the 24-inch thing, like a monitor. So it has a base, and it had 2 arms that connected to the side of it. Actually, you know what? Let me just see if I can find a quick link to it. The new ones are much nicer. I don't know if the new ones actually have a stand to them. Yeah. The new ones are an odd looking piece of kit. This is not what I had. Well, Antique Pro 27. Not have a, yeah. This is probably the closest thing. This is a large link, but and they are twice as expensive as what they used to be. But I don't use it 90. I want to sell it actually. These are pretty tall. I would say we'd want to have probably a good 3 foundations of space at the bottom. And that will give us room to run some of these lines. Oh, but we don't have the underspace until we get to here. As this whole setup needs to be bottom fed. I did not think about that. So this needs another 4 meters of space. And even more so with the water. Well, the water we can maybe bring in from the ceiling. Because the water's going to be coming from up there. We do not have a lot of room under here. Nope. Okay. Well, I could feed them like this. Like, that's not the end of the world. I just maybe have to come up with a cool way to do it. I only need 6 of these. So I'm just debating whether I should just use this as the template or whether I should use 3 of them. It probably doesn't really matter. It's a manifold anyway. I think we did something overkill here anyway. Like, I think these are also underclocked. Yeah. Okay. Let's just do that. We really don't have the space to do it until we get to here, so we'll have to figure out if we have anything else that we can put in this area, because it feels kind of like an empty waste of space. But this row here feels like the first opportunity we'll have to put actually a thing in here, so let's just put down a floor, I guess. Oh, do I not have any fuel? Oh, there's fuel. Where do I keep all of that? There we go. I'm actually kind of glad that this is a fairly straightforward project. Getting back into the game. Jeez. They changed the animation on that. A little overkill. It's just a little tree. That's better. It's just a bush. Why is it exploding? I feel like that should be enough room. So it looks like that takes up 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could just look at it and see. Takes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foundations. So we would start it there. Okay, that's enough room. I think it needed 3 on the backside. And what's happening in here? This is just like, this is covering up a big rock or something. Yeah. Yep. That's right, that's actually a decent place for that wall to be. So this is only 8 of these. I don't think I really need to do anything too fancy. I'm going to... I wonder if we can temporarily reroute this easily. From there, maybe. Try to have as little downtime as possible. So that looks like it's the endpoint, so I could probably just squirrel this right back up here. And then somehow get it connected over to there. Very, very temporarily. Yeah, that'll work. Why is that not connecting? I don't understand. Oh, this is thinking it's the wrong way? Oh, do we have that lift problem? We had the lift problem. Is that gonna work? Yes. Okay. Okay, so we could at least plan out half of this. I'm just going to go over to this other side and see how I did it. I don't remember how I powered it. I think it's powered from the ceiling. Would be my guess. Yes. So these are outputting to the outside, input from the middle. It doesn't have to be like that on the other side. They're also sort of lined up. The blueprint is lined up with full edge, it looks like. And then the middle. Okay. Should be pretty easy. So inputs, outputs that way. That looks about right. I don't see an issue with that necessarily. One thing that's nice about the outputs is that we actually have a little bit more room. I might be able to squeeze this closer down this way, which would be good. Although no, that rock's going to be in the way. I just don't know what I'm going to end up doing with this space. I guess we could always redo it. Oh. That is lower than I thought. Is it recessed on this side? I don't remember that being recessed like that. Whoop. Accidental hypertube. Had to happen at some point. No. 2, 3, 4. Don't know what I did wrong. I might have built the subfloor too low? Yeah. I guess I just mismeasured that. Or was that already in place? Maybe that was already in place incorrectly. I might have assumed where that was supposed to go. Okay, so that's going to be up a little bit. Still doesn't mean we still can't get it any closer. Odd that I chose that level, though. I guess on this other side I just wasn't planning on walking around underneath there. Yeah, the demolition, that's the thing that I always forget coming from Minecraft to this game, is that you always forget just how quickly you can redo something. So like it's better to just try it and see what's up. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's why I did it that way. Yeah, I guess I just assumed that the floor that was already here was where I wanted it to be. The tricky part about playing a game for so long when there's been multiple updates is that you also kind of forget, like, well, why didn't I do it this way before? Well, you didn't do it that way before because you didn't have that capability, like that you couldn't do that blueprint or nudge it that way, or, you know, you've learned how to do different build styles in the last year, and so that's why it's not the same. power is going to come in from the top, and the water has to come in through this way, but we can probably do that through a pipe right there. But we have to also think about... Yeah, I can do water from underneath, which you're not supposed to do. But it looks so much better. The thing about having water coming in from underneath the machines is that our water is coming in from like this level. So if you're pumping it in from below the machines, like we are over on the other side. So even though the water here is coming in from below, right? So the water is coming up from below. The source of that is actually in the ceiling. So because it's up higher than the machine, yeah, so there's the source of it here. And then it goes down. I'm not even sure where we do that. Yeah, it goes down on the side over there. But because it's up here, the pressure is maintained. And we'll have the same opportunity to do here. So you can see that there's a ceiling level here. So we'll be able to take this pipe and run it across the ceiling and bring it down. So that will happen somewhere. I don't know where that's going to happen just yet. Probably in the wall. So we'll need probably this space for water logistics. And color coding stuff in this game is your friend. 100%. So that will leave this open for concrete, and this is only going to be a one belt situation. 780. We're just going to make all the concrete and then send the rest to the Awesome 6. So this is going to be what, concrete, and it's going to be, I have to divide 780 by 8. 97.5. So then clock speed, target production rate per minute. So that's the clock speed we need to get 97.5 on the limestone. You can just paste those settings. Now this is all purple, but we can change that later. Now, because I've done that in those machines, I should be able to then copy and paste it over here. I do think I might want to actually move this again. If I put everything up here, that should be out of the way. 4. Let's make that a Mark 4. Or Mark 5, why not? Okay. I can get rid of all this. It is really nice when you have like the time and the forethought to set up and or continue the temporary feed, because otherwise, because I'm using a lot of manifolds, it just really sucks when things get not backed up, but when they get emptied, it takes such a long time to get them back up to where you want them. So then now I should be able to just copy this and flip it. It's the inputs on the inputs. That looks like it's all right. Unfortunately, these are asymmetrical, so they don't line up. Or rather, the machines will line up, the blueprints will line up, but the inputs will be on opposite sides. And because I made the changes first to the machines, we should be able to... Oh no, I guess it didn't copy the blueprint, but not the actual... Huh. That's fine. Like I said, it's only 8 machines. Different story if you were doing 30 or something like that. You'd want to take the time to make an extra blueprint for that. Sweet. Okay. So then how did I do the inputs on the other side? I think I just added splitters down the middle. And those are just down the middle of the thing, right up against the edge. Okay. That side, and then this side we'll do here. Cool. And then we'll have to do... I guess I should decide on what this is going to look like first, but we'll do the pipe holes. I don't remember whether these pipe hole things are bugged. Does anybody know if the 1 meter pipe holes are bugged? They were at one point. Oh, Doesn't look like I cared, so we'll go with that. Doing the blueprints with all your decoration in place is a really big time saver, though, I have to say. That's very, very helpful. As long as I have played this game, I find it very challenging to line stuff up in two directions by eyeballing it. I always have to use the freeze hologram thing now. Unless I'm like counting the steps. Alright, so these need how much water? 81.25, so that's just a regular pipe. And it's 97 limestone, so these are going to be Mark II belts. I guess all my belts are just default gray, which is fine. I forget how flashy the game is with the UI. It's a lot of lights right in your face. And then this is going to be 780 in half, which is 350 plus. So 360? No, 390. Joel does math. 390. So that means Mark IV. I'm rusty. I don't remember the numbers. Yep. Mark IV. And this is not so much that if we decide to change the colors, we can just paint this super fast. And all of that limestone is coming in from over there, so we'll just use this. Knowing we want this to be the export of the concrete, we will bring the limestone in over this way. There it is there. There's no reason, I don't think, to change that particular setup, so we'll just loop it right around from here. It's already set up there. And that is a full 780 Mark V. Now at some point we have to split this, and it's probably going to be better to do it farther back. So maybe we'll put a splitter here. So we'll have to go in 2 lines. Oh, I lost the light. Right, so the plan here is to just bring this over. And from a decoration standpoint, I might have a wall here. Like that. A little bit of clipping, but it's going to be underneath the floor, so I'm not too worried about it. So that's the concrete split and coming down there. So we'll all get consumed, and then we'll just have to change the output and put it somewhere else. And I also can get rid of a couple of these. Nice. I think that'll work. This will, of course, be covered up. We'll have the exposed inputs here. And then I guess we'll probably have another wall back here, too. So I know I won't get this completely set up today, but we've certainly got it sorted and looking like the other side. The only thing that's really frustrating, I find, about this game in general is like the lack of ability to move the landscape. And I just have this giant space here where I don't know what we're going to put here. I really just don't know. We'll have to think of something. No, I haven't worked through the night. I need to wrap things up, Sandy. I want to stream more, but I don't want to stream through my lunch break. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to stream Satisfactory, I don't think, anymore today. I think I'm going to switch over to No Man's Sky. I've got some time this afternoon, and I thought it would be a fun opportunity to try and add another game to the mix. And I do need some time to set that up. In the meantime, I'll send you along to somebody else that's streaming, potentially No Man's Sky, or potentially I will send you on to somebody playing Satisfactory, but either way. So normally on Fridays I have to go to the gym, or I have to. That's my Friday schedule is normally like I do a Lego Let's Chat in the morning, and then I've got the afternoon to go work out, and then I've got usually Friday evening plans. And I have Friday evening plans, but they're not until like 6 o'clock, so I've got the entire afternoon. So let me just see who's live. And I'll see if I can pass you along. Where is my browser? Looks like Kibitz just started for Satisfactory. Meza is playing No Man's Sky. There's some other people playing No Man's Sky, but I'm not familiar with them, so don't exactly know. I can also send you to... Honestly, probably Kibitz would be the best bet for now. Kibitz just started. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna send you over to I'm Kibitz. So if you want to hang out there and enjoy some more Satisfactory, you can do that. I'm not sure why my transitions are so choppy. MindTripMedia, thanks for the 100 bits. Really appreciate it. We're just about to wrap up, but welcome in. Thanks for saying hi. I know that 1 o'clock is normally when you can actually hang out. So yeah, I'm going to take probably about a 90-minute break just to kind of grab some lunch and set up a No Man's Sky stream on my OBS. And then I will be back and we'll be cruising around in that game for the afternoon. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. You're going to be coming into it about 50 hours into a playthrough, but I want to try to work on the Corvette and see what I might be able to do there. I don't think I want to do the quest because they tend to take you down to like starting over again. So I want to go with like what I have right now, and we'll go in and build some ships and stuff. I messed around with it a little bit on Xbox, but the interface for Xbox and controller was not my favorite for building the ship. So we'll try to do something cool like that on No Man's Sky next. But thanks very much for hanging out today, folks. Really appreciate it. If you used a sub, I really appreciate it. You have taken advantage of Subtember, which is 25% off tier 1 subs. And you get access to my Discord if you do that. You can also access the Discord via Patreon if you prefer Patreon. That's at patreon.com/JoelDuggan. Follow me on social media. Check me out on Twitter and Blue Sky. Joel Duggan, just my name, very easy to find. And you can get notifications when I go live. I'm working on trying to set up something where you get notifications on the Discord, where I can maybe get some free members to come over to the Discord and sign up for that to get notifications, because Twitch notifications seem to be a little bit wonky. But Discord notifications are probably the best way to find out when I'm live. So if you haven't already and you want to consider joining the Discord, then please go ahead and do that. I will be back in about 90 minutes. In the meantime, enjoy I'm Kibitz. I will see you then. Bye for now.